Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Simone, and I just wanted to reach out and give you a quick message. I am the head football coach here at St. Pius, and this message is going out to all of the incoming freshman boys. And I just wanted to introduce myself to you and give you kind of a few dates and some information that you may need to know if you're playing football. The purpose of this message is for us to put together formally our freshman roster and get you all the information that you need. But first I want to introduce myself. I am a St. Pius X grad. I come from a St. Pius X family. Both of my parents graduated from St. Pius. All of my siblings graduated from St. Pius. We are a blue and gold family. I'm so thankful and glad to be able to be in the position I'm at right now, mentoring and coaching young men at St. Pius, such a special place. It's truly unique place, and I'm so grateful to be there. I want to welcome you all to St. Pius. Even if you're not playing football, there's plenty of fall sports to play. So if you're a soccer player, if you are running cross country, or if you're playing anything other than football or swimming in the fall, that's great. You can disregard this message. We did have a young man. We do have some soccer players that play football as well. We did have a young man that swam and played football last year. We worked with him to figure that out. But I did want to share with you, we do like to see the young men at Pius be involved in something, whatever that is, whether it's a sport, a club, and we do promote multiple sports. So if you have any questions regarding that, hey, I've got a son, he likes swimming, but he also wants to play football, don't hesitate to reach out. I can help you through that. We've had that and we've dealt with it in the past, and it's something that we like to see, and we like to see these young men incorporated into St. Pius and always active doing something. But I want to invite all of you and your sons to be part of our football family. It is really a unique thing. The team has grown substantially over the last few years. We've had a lot of success on the field of the last few years, and it's a byproduct of what we do and how we do. And I'll get into that here in a minute. But wanted to invite you all to join our family. We do not make cuts, so if you want to play football and your son wants to play football, they can play. You'll just have to go through the steps that I'll give you here in just a little bit. But one of the things that we talk a lot about when it comes to our football team is being champions. And I'm going to give a deep dive in our parent meeting here next week into our mission and what we stand for and what we do as a team. But something I wanted to share with you guys is something that we talk about a lot, is being champions. And it's not about winning championships. We talk to the young men and we speak into them. We want them to be champions. And that's on the field, that's off the field, that's in the classroom, that's at home with you guys. And it's a message that we preach constantly to these young men. And it's part of our mission. And I will give you a deep dive into the mission next week, but it's something that I really like these young men coming in and being part of it, because they're part of something greater than themselves. And there's so many benefits from playing football. It's a unique sport. You learn so much from it. And there's discipline, there's hard work, it's fun, there's camaraderie. There's a lot of things, leadership that we can get out of the sport, and the sport is that vehicle that we use to develop these young men, and to ultimately, how we like to say it is that ultimate champion. What does the ultimate champion look like? And that's our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And our ultimate goal for them is to be champions, and at the end of the day, it's to get them to heaven, or for us to give them the tools they need to get to heaven. So it's something I did want to speak a little bit about in this video, but if you are playing football next week, our parent meeting is coming up, and we need you to be there. Then I'll deep dive into our full mission. Our staff will be there. It's a great night. So our team spring meeting is next Wednesday on the 24th, and it's 5:30 till about 6:30, and we'll get into everything. We'll go through our schedules, what the expectations are, And what I ask to be there is the player, and a parent. So I want to invite you all to attend that. Even if you're on the borderline, I don't know if we're playing yet, come to the meeting, let us get you on the list, listen to what we have to say, meet the coaches, and then go from there. That meeting is coming up. So please put that on your calendars if you're playing. I'm also going to ask you to do a few things at the end of this to help Cheryl, who's our team mom. Our team mom is Cheryl Ross, and she'll get that list together and get you on all the communications that you need to make sure you're up to date with everything that we're doing, because we've had our schedule out. Our schedule all the way through the fall is out, and it's been out since January. So we do get those things out early. They do vary a little bit, but we try to stick to it as much as possible, and I try to get that to you. So in our schedule, we'll have 3 dead weeks so that you can take vacations and do whatever you need to do as a family over the summer. But we will get you all that information if you communicate with Cheryl. When it comes to football for us, and I'd like to, in this video, speak on some of the things I hear, the concerns from parents and the reasons why some people don't play football, and a lot of that revolves around safety. And, the game has completely evolved, and it's safer now than it's ever been. And we take it a next step further. And I'll touch on this again at the meeting on Wednesday, but if you're concerned about safety for your kids, I want to tell you this. So we take a three-prong approach when it comes to the safety on our team. The number one thing that we did 4 years ago, we're going on year 5 now, when we came in was get rid of the old equipment and get the absolute best new equipment that we could. So we provide your sons with the absolute best equipment, and then we have opportunities that we can set you up to get customized helmets and things like that. So but we are going to provide your sons with the absolute best equipment. That comes from helmets, shoulder pads. We even we call them Guardian caps. We've been wearing them for 4 years. You just saw them. The NFL just adopted it as a mandatory thing for their linemen. We've been wearing them for 4 years at every single practice. And even our jamborees, we wear the Guardian caps. It's like a pillow that you put on your helmet. It protects, it decreases the contact, the head contact and the helmet contact in practice. So, and those have been great. And that's one way that we try to make sure we're doing everything we can to keep these young men healthy. The next thing that we do is coaches, and we have a great coaching staff, and you'll get to meet them all next week. But one of the great things we do as coaches is continue education. So we clinic up every off season, new techniques. We try to evolve what we're doing, number one, to make it safer, and number two, to make it more efficient, and for us to teach it more efficiently. So we're always educating ourselves as coaches, and we pride ourselves in that. And so we teach the best techniques. And the days of putting your head down and getting your head across and putting it on the ball, and it's over. And so it's more of a finesse game, it's more of a footwork game, it's more of a hands game, and that's just what it's turned into. And we've fully embraced it, and we've evolved how we've coached over the years to meet to make sure that we're doing things the safest and the most efficient way. So we're going to teach great techniques. We're going to teach safety first. And then the third thing is a big part of what we do, and it's our training. So Coach Termody is our head strength and conditioning coach. He's a physical therapist. His background's in physical therapy, and he's also a certified strength coach, but his background's in physical therapy. And so his mindset when it comes into building programs for our young men and training them, which we're doing now, we're at the tail end of our off season. We've had a great off season, but how we train these young men is very, very different and unique compared to some of the other places where it's still powerlifting and things like that. So Coach T does it, his thought process is injury prevention first, right? So for us, and I tell the young men this almost weekly when we're in the weight room, what good does it do you if you could squat 600 pounds if you can't stay healthy and stay on the field? So we have that mindset. So it's safety, it's health first, and Coach T does a lot of unique movements and movement patterns to make sure we're keeping these young men or putting them in a position to where they can stay healthy our track record with concussions and non-contact injuries is second to none. We've had a very small amount of concussions over the last few years and zero non-contact injuries. And so what a non-contact injury is just, somebody planting and blowing their leg out or knee or ankle or something like that. When you enter contact in, it's a different beast. But and so those are some crazy statistics that we have from a health standpoint and keeping kids on the field and keeping them healthy. So safety, I want you to all know, safety is the number one thing in our program when it comes to teaching our young men and preparing our young men. Our mindset in the weight room is injury prevention number one, performance number two. So, and you don't get that at a lot of places. The higher levels are really starting to adopt that now. But we're going into year 5 now, and we've really evolved what we've done, and we started out that way, and we've even gotten deeper and deeper into it, and we continue to evolve and fine tune what we do. So, if you have concerns with that, please know too, if there's a conversation I need to have with you or your son, I want these young men to play because I believe in the sport. I believe in how it develops young men, and so if I need to talk to somebody, I will do that. And if I need to encourage, I will do that. Like I said, I'd like anybody that's not playing some other winter or some other fall sport, I would encourage them to play football. We're going to be out there together all summer. The freshmen will practice with the varsity guys and then have their own time with each other. But it's a great opportunity, and especially your freshman year, you're coming into a new setting, and it's a really transitional phase, and it could be a really tough phase for these young men. So it's great to get them up there with the guys all summer. So now they come into the building and they have 120 friends and people, familiar faces that they've been with all summer that they know. So it's just a great opportunity for them to go into the school year with the leg up. And it's, we do a lot of unique, great things. So, it is different. We're family based. Everything that we do we're about being a family, and our guys really buy into that and they take that to heart. So, like I said, I'd like you guys to be part of our family. So upcoming things, please, I appreciate you watching this, and I appreciate you reading the email. But please reply all to the email, because that will make sure it goes to me and Cheryl. So if you're playing football, please reply all to this email and just say yes, and with your son's name, he is playing football. And we'll start a list. Cheryl will get you on all the apps you need to be on for the communications, and then we'll finalize and we'll make sure everything's correct next week at the parent meeting next Wednesday. So please reply all to this email. That should take care of me and Cheryl, everything we need from you to this point. Next Wednesday, spring meeting, 5:30. It will be in the main gym, 5:30 next Wednesday. So, and that will get you all the information you need from scheduling, phone numbers. My phone number is on this email. Don't hesitate to reach out to me at all. One other thing that we're currently doing, we actually started last Wednesday, Thursday. If you haven't been part of it, this is open to anybody, any incoming freshman young man. We have our weight training camp that we're currently running. It's a 10 session program. So it's a weight training camp. It's an introduction into what we do and how we train. It's not necessarily, we're not going to bring your sons in there and throw 200 pounds on their back. What we're doing is we're bringing them in there, we're building a foundation so that when we really dig into it this summer with them in that weight room, they have that strong foundation built, so that we know that, hey, it's safe for them to start lifting. And the reality is, if it's not safe for your son to lift, if he doesn't pass some of the testing Coach T puts him through from a mobility, flexibility standpoint, he'll never put weight on their back until they're ready. But this weight training camp has been great. This is the 3rd year we're doing it, and it's open to all incoming freshmen. And it's every Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to about 5:15, 5 to 5:15 at the latest. And it's every Wednesday, Thursday for the next 4 weeks. We're going to get in there as a group. Like we had, I think there was over 50 guys there the last week, and each day. and it was great. It was a great start. So they can join now. You're not going to miss anything. Everything that we're doing, it's not going to be a fast progression. It is foundational work. And it's about getting them up there together to introduce themselves to the guys they're going to be friends with for the next 4 years, and playing with and family with, and meeting the coaches and getting used to how we, the demands and the expectations that we have for them. So it's just a great opportunity, and I think they get a ton out of it. And it's great time for us as coaches, especially all the varsity coaches that are there, getting to know all these freshmen that you just don't see everywhere. And it's something great. So please, even if you're questioning whether you want to play, join us. Okay, come in, join us. I'll put a link in this email that you can sign up, because it's a free camp. All you have to do is fill out the information in the link. It's just a waiver basically that you have to sign. And once you're in there, then you can come to the camp. And if you have baseball, if you have track, we have a lot of guys that are doing that. So they can't come to every one because I have baseball practice or a baseball game or a track meet. So we understand that. It's just come when you can. But try to get there, and it's awesome opportunity. I know I've taken up a lot of your time, but I'll cover everything in more detail at the parent meeting. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching this. I'd love to see you guys all, your son's playing football, and I'd love to be able to meet you guys next week at the parent meeting. If you have any questions, my phone number's in this email. Don't hesitate to reach out, call or text, or email me back. But please do reply all to this email if you are playing football. Appreciate you all, and look forward to meeting every single one of you. Go Warriors.